The most important thing was excellence in the relationships we have with players and their teams. So, real talk, like if you ever experience anything or your team does, it's not done at an excellent level, we need to hear about it.
Okay.
So, I just want to set those expectations out of the gate.
Appreciate that. Absolutely.
It was funny because when Kobe tweeted out, like, good work, Genie, good work, Magic, good work, RP, everyone thought he was tweeting at him.
That was hilarious.
He took my thunder, man.
You got the same.
No, that was hilarious.
You got to use your middle.
We just want our respect. Rob wants his respect. Coach Vogel wants his respect. Our organization want their respect. Laker Nation want their respect. And I want my damn respect, too.
Hey, what's up YouTube? It's eSwaggy P here, coming to you guys with another Lakers video. And today I'm going to be talking a little bit about how Rob Pelinka quietly assembled a Lakers championship roster. And I know it seems obvious that the Lakers were, going to compete for a championship this year with LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the roster and still some good pieces left, as well as, Frank Vogel as head coach. You'd expect them to be in title contention, right? Well, what I'm talking about here is Rob not only gave these, LeBron and Anthony Davis just some pieces to work with, like most GMs do when they have two stars. He acquired Dennis Schroeder this past offseason, who has star-like qualities. Now, is he a star player? No. But as we've seen with LeBron James and Anthony Davis out, he'll have a game where he gets you like 28 and 13 and plays high-level defense, gets hot from three. He has games where he can take over down the stretch. So him in the playoffs is going to be vital. And then you look at another move that he made in the offseason, signing a guy like Trez. Trez hasn't been that great, mind you, recently. He's actually been pulled off the floor by Frank several times, just because of his defensive effort, I think, and things like that. And they want more size with Mark and Drummond, understandably so. With Anthony Davis back, you don't want him banging with fives, right? So that's another move. It's still Montrezl Harrell, regardless of how he's playing right now. That's Montrezl Harrell, former Sixth Man of the Year, entering the prime of his career, a guy who can get a bucket in the paint at a high clip. That's all you can really ask for. He's got that ridiculous wingspan too, so he can get you some steals. We all know about Trez. And now we can talk about my second great Rob Pelinka acquisition, and that's Talen Horton-Tucker. And this was a few years ago now, because as you guys know, Talen Horton-Tucker has played 1 year in the league so far, had a good first season while he was getting minutes, and now, as you guys see, he's really developing now that he's getting a true opportunity. This is basically his rookie season, and boy, is he making the most of it. I mean, it seems like every other game there's a play that makes your jaw drop, and you just... that kid, man, is going to be special. So acquiring him for a second-round pick and cash considerations to be able to trade with the Orlando Magic back when that happened and get Talen Horton-Tucker, that's paying off right now. So I think that counts as a move. Because if you make good moves in the draft, they're going to pay off down the line. And, players got to develop. I guess you can add Phil Handy, into that equation as well. Having a good front office to work with, having other good people who can train your players, having a good trainer even. Rob Pelinka has silently righted the ship, and everyone seems to be quiet about it. I wonder why. Maybe it's because of that logo that's behind me. Interesting. Let's get into the last two moves that I'm going to be talking about in this video, though, before I go ahead and get out of here. The next guy is Andre Drummond. As you guys know, Rob Pelinka went out and got Andre Drummond after he was bought out, and he's looked great to me. He's adjusting to a new team. He's adjusting to Anthony Davis now that he's back, but his ability to move his feet defensively, his size, and what he's giving us in terms of allowing AD to play his natural position at the 4 spot, unless he needs to play the 5, and then you bring Andre off the floor. But if AD is going to play his natural position at the 4, we do not have a better option. There was no better option than Andre Drummond at the 5. If you're playing AD at the 4, Dre is going to be your best option at the 5. Much respect to Marcus Gasol. I still think he's a very, very useful player. I still think he's damn good even. But I just think in your starting lineup, Andre Drummond, if you come in the comments and say, oh, he's a bum, this, that, and the third, we can't talk basketball anymore. We can't. The highest rebound percentage in league history. Okay. Moving on to the next move. And then last but not least, after, a great flurry of Rob Pelinka moves, not only through this past offseason, but into this season, but the final move to put the icing on the cake, really, Ben McLemore, who just had a 20-piece this past game, and boy, that guy, a sniper. I know he can do more than just shoot, but he's out there competing. He shoots, and he shoots like he knows it's going in. And if he misses, he's shooting that next one like he knows it's going in. And that's what the Lakers have needed. The Lakers really, they have some shooters, don't get me wrong, but they don't have a guy who knows it's going in. When they catch it wide open, catching fire. Even Danny Green this past season, the season where we literally won the championship, did not really have that ability. He did at times, and people still respected him, don't get me wrong, but he just wasn't hitting his shots. And that's not to say he didn't provide some good things for us defensively, but, you got to hit your shots if your role is 3 and D, or at the very least shoot them. So Ben McLemore has been tremendous. So when are we... I know Lakers fans talk about it, but when is the national media going to step forward and apologize to the guy they were slandering for several weeks when the Lakers franchise was in the hole? When Magic quit and, everything seemed to be in shambles, they were super loud about how inept Rob Pelinka was and how he didn't know anything about the CBA and he didn't know anything about literally anything. He didn't know how contracts worked, And now that he's doing great and has assembled this incredibly deep roster, he has a head coach that is well respected around the league. He has an entire staff of well respected coaches and trainers, and silence. But I think we all have an idea as to why that is. But drop me a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, follow me on my social media if you feel like it, and yeah, that's it. Until next time, guys, this has been Swaggy P. Go Lake Show.
Back in the day when it was a dream,